Hi, my name's Shawn Shaler. That guy over there shopping is Chris Ford, aka the Objective Geek of YouTube and Twitter and Blue Sky and your local Sheridans, and he's famous all over the place. Welcome to Avatar: The Last Podcasters. Today we're going to talk about the episode where Aang saves the Blue Spirit. The Blue Spirit episode, I guess. And we're going to ask ourselves, what if Aang didn't do that? And yeah, we'll ask that later. Chris, how you doing? What have you been up to? Anything fun?
I'm apparently going back through and playing the Legend of Zelda games, but backwards. And I didn't realize I was doing that until I was doing, because I played Tears of the Kingdom, and then I played and beat Breath of the Wild, and now I'm going back and doing Skyward Sword, and I realized, I'm just going backwards for some reason. And I can't remember if it's Wind Waker or Twilight Princess that is right before Skyward Sword.
I think Twilight Princess is right before Skyward Sword, because we had Wind Waker, and then people were like, Zelda needs to be dark and moody, and then it was, I think that's the order.
I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I was right. I'm just saying I was like, man, I wanted this. The thing is, it's not my fault. When GameCube came out, they released concept footage of like good quality Link, good quality Link fighting like a spider, and it looked cool, looked amazing. And so people thought, the next game is gonna look like that, and then look like Wind Waker, and then that's completely different.
Oh, and Twilight Princess is a stellar game. That could be a top 5 Legend of Zelda game, which doesn't sound like him, but it's Legend of Zelda. But so many good ones. But Wind Waker has its problems. I love it. I don't care. There's a little bit of too much sea, ocean faring and retreading for me. I don't care. That's Zelda to me, is this little cartoonish, happy little adventurer. That art style holds up. Still looks great today. But Twilight Princess, excellent Zelda game.
I've only played it one time, Wind Waker, and I've played Twilight Princess maybe like 3 times.
I've only played Twilight Princess on the Wii, so naturally it is a slightly different. It's a right-handed Link. It's crap.
Yeah.
That type of stuff doesn't really bother me as much as like playing it on the Wii wanted me to do some motion-y things I didn't care about. But the fact is, right, it's like I get it. That's fine. And the motion stuff wasn't to like the Skyward Sword extent.
Yeah, Skyward Sword.
Chris, Twilight Princess definitely was after Wind Waker, because there was a Wii release either close or like simultaneous. So Twilight Princess definitely came after. But yeah, Skyward Sword might have actually improved on the Switch just by nature of having less motion-y stuff required. But I've never opened it on the Switch, so I can't validate that. It's just hanging out there on the shelf with a lot of other things I'll never actually play.
Yeah, you control the swords with the right analog stick, and you can go up. It tries to mimic motion control, which is I should try playing on motion control with the Switch controller.
I'd be curious to see.
I like the nun. I think the nunchuck with the Wiimote is like a great feeling controller, and it's different. And I wish that the Switch would have utilized that handheldness more, because they really didn't. They're just like,
I do in an optional way. I always want the option.
Yes. With the option. Yeah.
I think that split controllers are wildly underrated. I mean, the Switch and the Wii, or Wii U technically also, if you want, whatever. For one reason only, and that's that, like, it feels really good to sit here and play games with my hands at my side, or to lay in bed with my hands at my sides and I'm playing it. I don't know why. I don't know. It's not bothersome that they're in my lap. It just feels really good to play a game with my hands completely at my sides. Something I never thought of until Geo did it, and I was like, is that comfy? And it's like, isn't this how you play the Switch? I was like, no, I still just use the controller, the dock thing, and he's like, nope, stop it, you're old. And I did stop it, and he's right. It's so much more comfy just to lay in bed with my hands on my side. And the thing, like, I got the kickstand, got it balanced on my belly, laying in bed like this. peak comfy, peak. But anyway, I don't even remember what we were talking about to get here. Twilight Princess is great, and whatever we said before that. Oh, you're playing the Zelda games backwards. That's right.
Yeah.
So are you gonna do handheld stuff that you have access to, or do you even have access to any handhelds?
I don't play any of the handheld games. I have Link's Awakening, like the updated version of Link's Awakening, and I never played it. Like those games do not interest me. Like okay. I just don't. Like my daughter beat the game, and I didn't get. I don't know. Just those type of games just have never piqued my interest when I've tried to play them.
Poke just once at the 3DS one. I thought was great, and that's the one where, I mean, it's kind of quirky, but like his little power is that like you go 2D up against the wall.
Yeah, I've
just in. I really liked it a lot, and it wasn't until a little bit later that it sounded like I heard more and more people kind of crapping. I was like, yeah, it's so stupid. He goes 2D and on the wall. I was like, I thought it was great. It's like just a little bit silly, just a little bit clever. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Poke at a review of that and see if that would strike your fancy at least. Not that you should go buy a 3DS to play that by any stretch, but it exists. Chris, I'm going to assume that by this time I've watched at least 2 more Superman movies and that I will have opinions on those, and I'm excited to share those opinions. At the moment I'm literally speaking, I'm working on 2006 Superman Returns with Kevin Spacey and is Lex, and who is Superman? I forget his name.
Brandon
Routh.
I think it's Ralph.
I think there's a U in there. I think you're right. And
R-H.
And then after that is Man of Steel, and then BVS, and then Justice League, something like that. But
you're gonna watch Justice League?
Yes, and I'll probably watch the Snyder Cut just to try to give it the benefit of the doubt.
So you're gonna watch both?
No, I'll probably just watch the Snyder Cut to try it. And that's why I wanted to watch the Donner Cut too, because John was pretty passionate about it, and I trust his judgment. It probably is better. I just, I'm going to have to like...
And you're watching these things while working, right?
No, well, over lunch for sure. And then I've got a couple of tasks that fall like Friday tomorrow. There's one thing I have to do every Friday that's really tedious, very button clicky. Like, yeah, I'll absolutely turn it on while I'm clicking in buttons. So I'll probably make it through. Yeah, I've made it through basically a movie per workday, I think, is what I'm going to track for. But nope, I have a certain amount of my job is very clicky. Certain amount every day, basically.
I used ChatGPT recently because I needed I just hate dealing with IT. And I was trying anyway. I need to send like these forms to these different people. We'll just call them people for various reasons. And I was just like, you know what? I have all the data in Excel. Can I just have it filter to like select this person, print a PDF, save it in this folder, and then I just put that into ChatGPT. ChatGPT gave me a VBA script, and it worked perfectly. I was like, oh, great. Thank you, AI. You did something. That's what you should be used for. Thank you.
Yes, not giving uninsightful opinions on stuff, but rather it's like, oh, you can't write that code, but I can in 10 seconds. Here you go. I use it for a lot of little Excel things. And then Power Automate. I think I've mentioned before, starting to have to use more Power Automate. And I don't know any of it at the code level, at the construction level. I'm on Copilot 100% of the time when I'm in Power Automate. And you would think that'd be fine because Microsoft owns Copilot and Microsoft runs Power Automate. And so Copilot should know everything there is to know about Power Automate. And it doesn't, but it does pretty good. That's all right.
Yeah, I was thinking about using Power Automate, and I was like, this VBA thing, it's fine. And also, I can easily, like, if I want to add something to it, I know one thing I can just record a macro,
Yeah.
like, and then just add it in there. Even though I don't know, like, I can't remember how to write code in VBA and stuff like that, but I can record the macro and I can plug that in into something.
You could record your macro and grab that code as a start, and you slap that into ChatGPT and be like, "Here's like what I recorded. Make it good."
Yeah.
Power Automate is handy for if the amount of stuff you're dealing with is gonna exceed like a single spreadsheet. It's like, all right, well then set yourself up a SharePoint folder and make a SharePoint list even instead of in a spreadsheet. But I don't know. I feel like it's gotta be pretty big before you should go out of your way to do it. But that's I don't know enough about it yet, so that's I'm probably not the right guy to ask. I'm trying.
Like I built this thing like literally in like 2 hours, which probably would have taken me like before. Like if I had to look up like, all right, if I look up like if I had to actually Google, all right, I want VBA code to do this, I would have to do like a lot of trial and error and stuff to do exactly what I wanted to do.
I used a Power Automate off of a spreadsheet just to send emails, so like to schedule Outlook meetings. So one row of data had like a date and a start time and an end time and a couple of people names, people emails. And that was simple enough and like reusable. It's like just so I don't have to click new meeting and set the time and set the day and add the people or whatever. And I was even able to like have a template, like a script built into there with a variable, or it's not called a variable though, it's called like a keyword or something. It's essentially a variable that can fill in with
I just know that anyone listening to this is like, guys, this is
no, you're right, we gotta switch subjects for somebody. What if they don't like Zelda or Excel? What if they don't like either of those things? Yeah, that being said, Chris, I don't remember what we're talking about other than this week. Oh, and they're like, I hate Superman, I hate Zelda, and I hate Power Automate. Chris, let's talk about the Blue Spirit and what Aang saved him at the end of the episode.
Okay, yes. So this is a what if episode, and the flashpoint would be in the Blue Spirit episode when Blue Spirit gets shot in the head with an arrow, and Aang is about to run away, and then he's like, no, I gotta save... Wait, no, he shoots him in the head with an arrow. Aang seizes Zuko. Aang starts to run away, and then Aang circles back to grab Zuko to save him. In this case, what if Aang saw it was Zuko? Because you can't change.
Yeah, I want post-flashpoint, post-see Zuko flashpoint. I think that makes it more interesting.
Yeah. So he seizes Zuko, and he still skedaddles, and he leaves Zuko there.
Or better yet, he skedaddles because he sees it Zuko, and still is like, oh, it's just Zuko. Well, he'll figure it out, this Fire Nation people,
Yeah. Character-wise speaking, we'll get into it, but character-wise speaking, it would be interesting, I think, guilt that Aang would experience of like, this person was trying to save me. Like I'm supposed to save the world, and I let this person get captured. So just, I don't know, think about that as we go through this thought experiment.
Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. I think Aang would go through that like realization of that he didn't act on his truest self. Like his truest self knew that he should help Zuko anyway, and that's what a proper air nomad would do, and that he didn't do that, and he would experience an episode or two of like a drought of being in a downer until something picked him back up.
So Aang goes back to Katara and Sokka. He does get the frozen frogs, I'm sure. And how quickly do you think, because guilt's eating away at him, how quickly do you think he tells them?
Once they're healthy, maybe that's like an episode closer. Like I think it's within the episode, but not just immediately. It's like he didn't give him a frog and guys, I left Zuko there to die. It's like, no, maybe you have to transition out of that episode a little differently to accommodate it a bit later.
Yeah, I mean the next episodes are. Why can't I find? Oh, there it is. Next episode is the fortune teller, and then you got Bottle of the Water Tribe, the deserter, um, then the Northern Air Temple, and yeah, then it goes from there. I think so they keep going. It's funny because even in the show, Sokka and Katara have no idea what Aang went through. He doesn't even tell them that he got captured. I get a sense that he didn't tell them that he got captured because when he opens up to him in the episode of the Western Air Temple, he's like, "Guys, I have to tell you something. Like when you were sick." Because I'm just remembering when Sokka complained about his tongue and stuff. He's like, anyway, when you guys were sick, like I got captured and Zuko helped me get out. So I don't think he even told them that he got captured to begin with. And so, but in this case, the guilt will be eating him alive, I think, because he's be a huge freaking thing. So I think it would get to probably the deserter or somewhere around there because they're kind of back in the Fire Nation around the deserter time. And then, maybe he sees John Jong, right, who was a military high-ranking official in the Fire Nation, and now he's good. Maybe that makes you think about Zuko in a different way.
That could maybe be his flip back point, personally, to get him back on like emotional track. I could see that being the case.
Yeah, and then I wonder. So then, if we pick up from Zuko's point, Zuko gets captured by Zhao. Zhao, I would think, would take him to the Fire Nation and tell. I think Zhao would. I couldn't think of any other conniving things Zhao would do, knowing Zuko's a blue spirit, having him captured. I think he would just take him straight to the Fire Nation.
That seems like the most cruel thing you could do, right? Like straight to dad.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Also, it seems like an annoying thing that Zhao shouldn't do, right? Like instead of commanding his own outpost, it's like, no, I got to take this teenager to his dad because that's.
Oh, he wants to see the look on Zuko's face, and two wants like he wants time with the Fire Lord, probably to snooze, whatever. He's definitely taking him.
Traitor son.
Yeah.
Does have a nice
and I would think Ozai probably doesn't kill Zuko. Does Ozai? I mean, for the sake, I don't think Ozai would kill Zuko because he has him captured. He can just put him in the jail.
Ozai gets super upset. It's very embarrassing. But what the bottom line that wouldn't make him empathize or feel like this, but the excuse that I think that Ozai would sense is that Zuko is capturing the Avatar, even though he is in like Fire Nation hands, but capturing the Avatar so he can bring him home so he can have his honor back, right? And so I think there'd be that underlying like baseline of Fire Lord Ozai being super pissed, and yet like technically he was doing what he was supposed to do. So I don't think it's going to be. I don't even know if he's going to prison so much. Maybe he just gets rebanished all over. It's like, nope, you're off the Avatar case. Don't come back with or without the Avatar. Something like that.
I think, from Azula, given that when Azula meets them in season 2, her mission is to recapture Zuko and Iroh to imprison them, and that's just based off of Zuko being an embarrassment to Ozai, and they don't even know that he's the Blue Spirit, and so I think prison is the minimum because one, he's even more of an embarrassment, and also he's getting in the way.
Do we hear Fire Lord Ozai tell Azula that's what she's supposed to do? Or is it we just taking Azula at her word?
I mean, I don't think Azula would go he sends Azula there. He doesn't say it because he's like at the end of season 1, he's like, your brother Zuko is a failure, and Iroh is a traitor. Wait, does he call Zuko a traitor? Does he call Iroh a traitor? He's like, your brother Zuko is a failure. I'm sure that's what he says. Then your uncle Iroh is I think he calls him a traitor because he knows what happened at the North when Iroh helped the Ocean Spirit and stuff. But he definitely calls Zuko. And so like
always interpreted that as
I have a mission for you.
I just always interpreted that as more like go clean up their mess, aka get the Avatar and bring them back. So like probably an element of bring them back so we can throw them in prison. But
her goal had nothing to do with the Avatar actually. Like that was an added bonus that she didn't find out until Return to Omashu. Because she was like, oh, well, now our mission's changed slightly. Like, now I'm wanting to capture the Avatar. She does that, actually, I think, without any type of direction from the Fire Lord.
That's why Ozai is never going to get anywhere in our high-ranking list of favorite Fire Lords. Sending two or three great resources out just to chase each other. What a waste. You know, that's silly. That's silly. But, all right, so let's say they get thrown. Let's say he gets thrown in prison. I can get on board with that. Are we waiting on Iroh to bust him out? Is that how this is going to go down?
So I was thinking about Iroh at this point, the end of Iroh's like doing nothing in Blue Spirit, but Iroh will be notified of this. I doubt Iroh will be in any trouble, even though he was Zuko's guardian. He's a high-ranking and well-respected official. So Iroh's pretty free. I think Iroh would... I know that Aang would want to break out Zuko, just because the guilt's going to get to him. And I kind of think maybe he'll get the help from John. Like, also, this will be an arc for John, who's lost hope, who's lost his true meaning of firebending, who's very lost. And I think this would be a good arc for John to realize, the future of the Fire Nation might be worth fighting for, or somewhere along those lines. And so I think John would help Aang break Zuko out.
Okay. Any role for Iroh at all? Because Iroh was just my gut reaction in the sense of like the next day he would somehow be informed, or he would have gone looking for Zuko.
He's definitely
and then been tailing him.
I'm stuck between, like, is it just a coincidence that they're both trying to break that this one party, the Aang and
I think
and
that could
John,
be.
John.
I think that could be a lot of fun of like at a pivotal crux, and Aang and Zuko or Aang and Zhang are close, but they're missing something, or they're just apprehended by one too many dudes, and then that's where Iroh shows up because he just happened to be in the same path. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder, does Aang get help from Sokka and Katara?
Yes,
that would be
much against their judgment, but we haven't done Crossroads yet, so they haven't had their like heart broken by him in that sense, and they would see Aang's like, no, this is something I have to do, and I think they would begrudgingly and whiningly go along.
You want to know something interesting that I noticed that I'm about to say here, and probably in 6 months someone will post it online, because maybe I'm just full of myself or paranoid. But I feel like sometimes I have an opinion, I say stuff, and then someone says it online like months later or something. I'm like, that's started. No one had that opinion before I did. But anyway, I realized that out of both Team Korra and Team Aang's avatars, only one character has never been in prison or locked up. Can you name that character, Shawn? And well, in Team Korra, I mean like Mako. I don't include Lin in that probably. Anyway, answer would be Sokka. Sokka has, to my knowledge, and I haven't fact checked this completely, but I don't believe Sokka has ever been in prison or behind bars or in jail. He went to a prison, but he was a prison guard and he was never found out. But like every other
He
member,
bested prison.
yeah, every other member, Aang has been in prison a few times. Katara and Toph have been in prison in the Runaway episode. Korra has been in prison. Asami has been in prison. Mako and Bolin have been in prison. And so, 10... I guess if I don't count Tenzin.
I don't think so. I think that's periphery to me.
Yeah. They've all been in prison except for Sokka. I cannot remember. In fact, it's funny because they have been in prison multiple times. Katara purposely went to prison, but she was imprisoned in the episode in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just funny to me that like Sokka's the only one that hasn't been imprisoned.
They served their nickel. You come and take me.
In the scenario, Aang and Katara and Sokka and John Jong trying to break Zuko out. And eventually they run into some type of issues. And Iroh comes in to save the day. Now you got all 5 of them. And yeah, they figure out a way to get Zuko out and to all... I wonder if anyone make a sacrifice. I think just for the fun of it. I feel like John Jong, just to round out a character arc. I know we tried to do like just factually what would happen. But character-wise, I think a nice John Jong sacrifice. You know, like you gotta hold him off the guards or whatever. And I don't know, that will end some type of arc there.
And then he gets to go to prison. He gets to get busted out later.
Yeah.
White Lotus style.
Yeah, exactly. R.I.P. and Dow.
That'd be awesome. This is a tiny sword to pick the lock.
Yeah. So now we have a Zuko who hasn't really fully done his arc. Like he's an unbaked Zuko, right? Because in the beginning of throughout season 2, season 3, really throughout season 2, you know, Zuko travels the world, learns more about different cultures, specifically the Earth Kingdom, and starts to understand their point of views and gains empathy and stuff for them and understanding. Season 1 Zuko is still bratty Zuko. So there's still, like, he still needs to go through a change.
But you don't. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be wildly different than what kind of already currently happened. Like there's a bigger group.
Yeah.
But what it's going to boil down to is you get rescuer group there, and then Zuko getting upset, you know, Aang saying like, hey, you know, maybe this can set us off on a different path. And then Zuko throws a fireball angrily. I was like, oh, well, all right, be a dick. And then Iroh puts his hand up to Zuko and lets Team Avatar get a head start, run away.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, honestly, even though it would probably end the same way, I think the Zuko is so unready for it, they probably do split up. And then Iroh and Zuko are still out on the run, if that's where you're headed.
Yeah, and I think this is Iroh getting through these last steps of his arc, you know, before Zuko does. And I think that kind of falls in place. I don't really remember what happens after this necessarily verbatim, but I could just see Iroh saying
there's
you know,
episode June.
Saying Zuko, like, Zuko, stop. You know, when Zuko tries to and they take off, and Iroh just put Zuko, no, and then having a good Iroh reason of why now's not the right time, or like he needs to rethink for a second. because they just saved him.
Yeah. I mean, after this is Northern Air Temple, and I mean, the only difference there is that Zuko wouldn't be. I don't think he'll be trying. He's no longer capturing unless he's just that dumb that he thinks he can regain his honor by capturing the Avatar for realsies.
We're still in dumb enough Zuko territory that just being in a torn state of like, well, I guess I'm just going to do this because I don't, like, what else do I do, right? It's like that sense of purpose dragging you along. Because if he didn't do that, like, what is he, what does he do? And I think that's what he would ask himself.
I mean, yeah, that's season 2 Zuko, right?
Yeah.
He's like, and honestly, man.
This could bring those conflicts up earlier in a good way. We could get earlier hard Zuko having to ask himself but not willing to admit it out loud of like, why am I doing this? Just Tim's little internal monologue of some type.
And Azula probably, even though they're out on a run somewhere where there's boxing or something, she still comes in contact with them. And she might even still whisper in his ear a little bit of like, oh, Father has like forgiven you and stuff. And
100%. Like, hey, if you brought the Avatar, even forgiven, that's a strong word, but just, if you brought the Avatar back, all could be forgiven. And just that, and that's starting to, like what a beautiful little conscience tearing we would have earlier in the season for Zuko.
Yeah.
More build up to his metamorphosis and then the ultimate heartbreak.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it.
It's weird that things kind of... That's how these things often go. That I have an idea of where things might end up, and then doesn't end up there, and this one kind of ended up exactly, more or less, where the show would end up.
Yeah, but I think maybe I think not only did we add a smidge to Zuko's already great arc, but we added to Aang's arc also. I think.
Yeah.
I think we added some spice to Aang and the crew and how they're thinking about their enemies.
Mm-hmm. I think that Aang piece of guilt riding him of like, I thought I was the person that would save people when they need to be saved, and I failed this one time. Like, I failed not because I didn't try, I failed because I didn't do anything. And it was a decision that I purposely made.
I think we could add a little bit to a plausible choice that a child would make in that situation. So, yeah, I think we could introduce some cool arc stuff earlier in season 2 in a good way.
Yeah. And honestly, even I'll be an Aang defender. Like, if this actually happened, people be like, Aang's like, if people treated Aang like the G-Core, why would Aang leave Zuko behind? Like, he's the worst. And then for me defending him would be like, well, Zuko probably would have just tried to capture him right after. Like, why wouldn't Aang not? Like, I would actually, in a way, it would be an interesting, controversial choice.
Yeah.
That Aang has to do.
Or just think about, like, once he sees Zuko, then it's almost validating of, like, I don't have to save him. Like, they're going to handle their own justice in their own, like, what am I saving him from? I can see that being a 12-year-old's logic,
Yeah.
I can get on board with that. Yeah. What else? Any other big picture shifts, or did we just, like I said, stretch out some of the emotional conflict of season 2?
Ah, man. The biggest thing is, we said John gets out eventually.
Oh yeah, that guy's not staying in there. I don't know how it's going to happen, but he's getting out.
The White Lotus would need their probably second strongest.
Surely,
probably, especially during the Sozan's Comet. He was definitely the second strongest during that attack.
Yeah, they want that guy back. That could be its own cool like little side story. Like somebody reading a newspaper in what's the name of that little oasis in the desert? And somebody reading a newspaper that's like Jung Jung Prison Break or Jung Jung White Lotus Prison, like just as like a little, what do you call it, like an Easter egg, would be fun for those who pay attention.
Several guards didn't report to work, type of deal. Just vanish off the face of the earth.
Fantastic Easter egg material. Or like people gossiping. Did you hear about the prison break? You know, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I think that actually would have worked out pretty nice.
Maybe a prison break. And Avatar might call some type of uprising in the Fire Nation of people who don't agree with the war. No, they're just too indoctrinated to care.
That's we can't even.
The live action show is trying to build some of those seeds, right? Because like they had that scene of like, oh, we can overtake the Fire Lord. So like in that show, there is a little bit of resistance even within the Fire Nation.
I think a big part of that, maybe not the biggest part, but I think a big part of that too is if you just outwardly make it seem like there's more direct conflict, like you have a sort of more credence or precedent for like, yeah, the Fire Lord is evil. I think that makes the violence okay. Like I think that sets more, well, not more okay like us justifying it, but in the tone of the show, more like it opens the door to sort of more on-screen violence and murder and fighting. I think I don't know, it sets a different tone, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, hey, that's our rewrite, which I dig. And take notes, Netflix showrunners, if you haven't gotten this far yet.
Oh crap. They're filming season 3. Man. They announced a few characters. They announced, or it's alluded to, Yan-Ra, the guy who killed Korra's guitarist mom. Who else? Oh, Piandao. They put out, I think, Piandao. Like some stuff that I'm surprised they would even try to get to. Like you don't need Master Piandao. I guess if you just want him in the white, I don't need the episode of Sokka's Master. That would seem like I don't think they got enough room for all of that.
I want Piandao to be Jackie Chan so bad. Be a great Piandao. Yeah, definitely. I know, but I want it.
I want him as Iroh. I love Iroh we got.
Oh yeah, the Iroh we got was good enough, sure. I'll have to go back and rewatch. I mean, the new season will probably be out next February, somewhere around probably early spring, I'd guess. But yeah. Plot another day off instead of spending my baby's birthday with him. I'm gonna go watch TV at Chris's house. All right, it's late and I gotta polish at least one of these videos and put them online. So, thanks for being here, everybody. We appreciate you. And if you can like, comment, subscribe, leave positive reviews, click bells, things like that, we appreciate all that. Thank you very much. And I'll put all the information down in the description like always. My name's Shawn Shaler. That forehead over there belongs to Chris Ford, a.k.a. the Objective Geek of YouTube and Blue Sky fame.
Dents in my head. I think they're from chicken pox.
Oh, see, I got them from like pimples that I squeeze because I can't not squeeze. Even as an adult, I squeeze my pimples, and I'm a little bit ashamed. Yeah.
Why would I not?
I don't know.
My wife is like, why?
They say not to, but whatever, Chris. They're not even going to show up on your skin. On mine, they could like leave a scar. You won't even see it if you pop yours, and it's not going to leave anything.
You can still see.
Well,
if you want to talk, you don't even get ashy. When's the last time you put on lotion, Shawn?
I don't have to do that nonsense. I got. I take
lotion every single. I keep lotion at my desk at work at all. There's lotion at my work desk always.
I have to use it on my hands.
I wash my hands. I wash my hands one time. There's just cracks of ash in there
I have to use it on my hands a lot right now because I wash my hands more because I'm changing baby diapers and stuff. So right now I have to use it on just my hands. Otherwise, I take collagen for my joint health. And Chris, my skin and nails and hair have never been more lush and vibrant than with collagen type 2. But you can see all those scar marks where I pop my own zits. Thanks for watching Avatar: The Last Podcasters. Come back next week and we'll discuss other mildly racial skin tone things. Do black people blush, Chris? I think yes. I think I just can't get if I put my hands up to your cheeks when you theoretically would be blushing, would they feel warm?
I don't think I've ever blushed in my life.
But you don't. No shame, huh? How about that?
No, yeah, no.
Zero shame. What's
Yeah, I don't think I've blushed once in my life. Like, honestly.
I can feel the heat off my own cheeks when I blush. I like feel it on my eyes.
Oh, well. Oh, okay.
Just
well,
like
yeah.
when your face flushes because you're embarrassed
I feel the yeah, okay.
But like,
Yeah.
so if you can't see it, but like if
eternal heat in your body, yeah, okay.
If I put my hands up to your cheeks when you should be blushing, would I feel extra heat?
Yeah,
I assume so.
If you put a thermometer on my skin, it would raise some, but the color would just remain.
I used to think that this sounds mean. Like when people describe,
I'm curious, where the heck are you going through?
I hope everybody else quit listening. I always find it wild when people will just like faint, like when something will happen and they'll just faint. But it was in like hour 24 of Heather's labor that was not going anywhere, and I was very tired. And then they're saying like, all right, well, we're gonna probably do a C-section if that's okay with you. And we're like, oh, because Heather and I had discussed it, right? Like we had already decided. I was like, oh, if it comes to that, fine. And I was like, okay. And so I stood up to like, because I was laying down on the bed. It's like I just stood up and we thought we'd received a piece of information. My face, I caught fire, Chris. I thought I was gonna pass out just straight to the floor. I just sat back down and I was fine, but my face had to go up just 10 degrees. Instant sweat. My forehead.
Just standing up?
Yeah, I was like laying down in the bed and they came in to talk about it, so then I sat upright. And then, like I said, Heather and I already kind of knew it was coming. It's like, all right. And then I stood up to go be by Heather. And just from standing up, and I assume lack of sleep. And
imagine if you fainted during your wife's labor. Would never let that down.
Yeah, she's trying to be in labor, and I can't even stand up from bed. I don't know. It wasn't. It was just weird though because it wasn't like it was unexpected, or it wasn't like I was in shock. I was like, okay, yeah, we've been kind of figured this was coming. So I'm gonna blame it more on like sleep and nutrient deprivation. But
I was apparently annoying during my wife's first labor because I slept and snored a little bit.
I couldn't sleep. Those beds were atrocious. Never.
Well, I think I sat in the little chair that has a little lounge, like it reclines a little bit.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep in recliners if they don't cradle my neck. I move my head back and forth. I can't get comfy. I don't know why. It's a curse.
And then I think I slept in a small little side bed. Wouldn't even call it bed. It's just like a
couch almost. Yeah, it's a couch that you can like put the cushion down, so it's more flat space.
Oh man.
Yep, it was rough. This has been Do Black People Blush with Chris and Shawn. The answer, probably yes. All right, thanks for being here.
You wear. I've never.
I have to wear the crap out of sunscreen. Yeah, and I'm like emotionally, I'm probably the whitest person you know, but like physically, my actual skin tone, I'm not the whitest person. I still have to wear a ton of sunscreen. Just I burn quick.
Yeah, first time I wore sunscreen was probably 5 years ago. Before that, Never wore it. Never put the thing on my body. Never had a sunburn at all. I know you're still supposed to wear it.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the education starting like get out there like, no, black people,
Black people
please
still need
wear
it.
sunscreen and stuff. But grown, I never. I mean, and people would get sunburn though. Like, interesting enough, the darker toned friends I had would often get sunburned more than I would. Like, they would get it on their foreheads, like their skin feels a little bit. But I never had.
I don't know if it's
sunburn.
directly related to. I don't know if it's directly related to like just the skin darkness, but I could be mistaken. But listen, Chris, I have a story. This is absolutely true, and this is within my memories of my own lifetime. Okay, so within the past 35 years, and me and my family were going to a Royals game, and we did not have sunscreen. We just forgot it. And I remember we went to this gas station in KCMO in a neighborhood that must be predominantly black. And we went in the gas station and we asked, hey, do you sell sunscreen here? And he did not know what we meant. He did not know. He asked us if Vaseline would work, and we're like, actually, it might. I don't know, but we're not going to try that. We just, all right.
I feel like Vaseline would either work or make it worse.
I can't decide. We did not find out, but that's what his solution. Because like we tried to describe, it's like, oh, like balm, and you put it on your skin. And he's like, would Vaseline? Like he was trying to be helpful, but that was again within my memories of being alive, and he did not. Wasn't familiar with sunscreen. So yeah, there you have it. Times are wild. I don't know how. Wonder how old I was. I have to go back through vacation photos and see just for curiosity. Anyway,
it was also fun. Everybody, I'll talk about it
it's
later.
the weirdest post episode content of all
I
time.
doubt it.
It probably isn't. No, it's insightful at worst. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.